Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today,
Okay.
we're going to be tackling radium. Now, this might sound a little intimidating at first, but don't worry. By the end of this deep dive, you're going to be feeling way more confident about what radium is and how it works, especially if you're new to the crypto scene. We've got some great resources here to guide us as always. So
Yeah.
let's just jump right in. So what exactly is radium? In the simplest terms, it's basically a place where you can trade different cryptocurrencies. And it's built on something called the Solana blockchain. Now, that just means it's built on a specific technology
Yeah.
that makes things fast and cheap, which
Yeah.
is always a good thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So think of Raydium like
Yeah.
a really efficient marketplace where you can basically swap your digital coins, but it's not just any marketplace.
Right.
It's one of those fancy automated ones. So that means there's no one actually standing there making the trades happen. It all just runs on code.
So it's kind of like a vending machine
Hmm.
for crypto,
Yeah.
but way more sophisticated. Okay, I'm starting to get the picture. But what makes radium stand out from all the other crypto marketplaces out there?
Yeah, that's a great question. One of the things that makes Raydium really unique is how it handles those trades. It uses something called a central limit order book. Now, that might sound a little
It
intimidating.
does sound a little jargony. Yeah.
It is a little jargony, but it's basically a fancy way of saying it keeps track of all the buy and sell orders
Right.
in a very organized way. And this means you can often get your trades done faster with less hassle, which is a huge plus
Right.
for anyone, especially if you're new to the crypto world.
Makes sense.
It also gives you more control over your trades
Right.
because you can actually set specific prices that you want to buy or sell at.
Okay, so it's
So-
fast, it's efficient,
Mhm.
and it gives you more control.
Exactly.
Got it. But I'm guessing Raydium is more than just a place to trade.
You are absolutely right. Trading is really just the beginning.
Okay.
Raydium also lets you do things like staking, providing liquidity,
Right.
and yield farming.
Right.
Now, these might sound a bit complicated,
Yeah.
but they're all basically ways to put your crypto to work and potentially earn more. So it's kind of like earning interest on your money, but in the crypto world.
Okay, so I am definitely intrigued. Let's say I'm ready to jump in and buy some radium. Where do I even begin?
Okay.
Is it like buying stuff online? Or is it a whole different process?
It's actually pretty similar to buying things online, just with a few extra steps.
Oh, wow.
So first, you'll need to choose a platform called a cryptocurrency exchange where you can actually buy Raydium. Think of it like choosing your favorite online store. There are quite a few popular and reliable options out there, like Cryptomat, Binance, Uphold, KuCoin, and MEXC.
Wow. It's a lot of choices
Yeah.
except you want to pick a streaming service.
It is. It is.
But for crypto, any tips for a newbie on how to choose the right one?
Absolutely. And the most important thing is to find an exchange that's easy to use,
Yeah.
especially when you're just starting out. So
Yeah.
look for one that has a clear interface, helpful guides, maybe even some videos to walk you through the process. Some exchanges are better for beginners than others, so it's worth doing a little bit of research.
It's like picking a recipe. Some are definitely more beginner-friendly than others.
Exactly.
Okay, so I've picked my exchange, and I'm ready to make my first Raydium purchase. What happens next?
So you'll need to create an account on the exchange, kind of like setting up a profile on your favorite social media platform.
Okay.
They'll usually ask for some basic information, and you might need to verify your identity, which might sound like a bit much, but it's all about keeping things safe and secure.
So no buying Raydium in an incognito window.
Probably not the best idea.
Got it. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's say I've got my account all set up and ready to pull the trigger. How do I actually buy the Raydium tokens?
It's actually very straightforward. You'll just need to add some funds to your account, which you can usually do with a debit card, a credit card, or even a bank transfer. Then you just find Raydium, which is usually listed as RAY, and place your order, just like shopping online.
Mhm.
You decide how much you want, and boom, you're a Raydium holder.
That sounds surprisingly simple.
Hmm.
But now comes the big question. Where do I keep these Raydium tokens safe? Is it like keeping cash under my mattress? Or is there a digital equivalent of a super secure vault?
That's a great question. And security is super important in the crypto world. You essentially have two main choices.
Okay.
You can leave your Raydium on the exchange where you bought it, kind of like keeping your money in a checking account, for easy access.
Yeah.
Or if you want that extra layer of security, you can move it to a personal wallet. Think of it like a digital safe deposit box that you control.
Okay, so exchange is like my everyday spending money.
Mm-hmm.
And a wallet is for like the big savings.
Ex-
Makes sense.
Right.
But when you say personal wallet,
Yeah.
What exactly does that look like?
Well, there are a few different types of wallets out there. Some are what's called custodial wallets,
Okay.
like the accounts you have on KuCoin, for example. So that basically means they hold your crypto for you. This can be really convenient for like quick trading, but you don't have complete control over your keys.
Mhm.
And those secret codes that give you access to your crypto.
Gotcha.
Then there are non-custodial wallets, which give you full control over your keys.
Ah, so that's where the super secure vault idea comes
Yeah,
in.
exactly.
Okay, what are my options for those?
You've got hardware wallets, like the Ledger Nano X, which are physical devices that store your keys offline. It's like a tiny high-tech vault. Then you've got Web3 wallets, like Phantom, which are software-based and accessed through your browser. Phantom is particularly popular for Raydium because it's designed specifically for the Solana blockchain.
So I could have my super secure ledger
Yeah.
and use Phantom as my kind of go-between.
Yeah.
For actually using Raydium. That's a cool combo.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered buying Raydium and
Okay.
keeping it safe. But what about actually using it to potentially earn those rewards we talked about earlier?
Let's dive into that. We mentioned staking, providing
Okay.
liquidity, and yield farming. Staking's probably the easiest one to understand.
Okay.
You're basically locking up your Raydium
Yeah.
to help keep the network running smoothly, and you earn rewards in return. It's kind of like earning interest on your savings account.
Okay, so I'm lending a hand to the Raydium system
Yeah,
and getting a little something back for my contribution.
exactly.
I like that. What about providing liquidity? How does that work?
Think of it like this. You're adding your Raydium to a pool that helps people easily swap between different cryptocurrencies.
Okay.
These pools need liquidity to function, and you get rewarded for providing it. So it's a win-win. You're helping the platform run smoothly, and you're earning a cut of the fees generated from those swaps.
So it's like being a helpful neighbor
Yeah.
who lends a cup of sugar,
Ex-
except I'm lending Raydium and getting rewarded with more crypto. Now, yield farming. That one sounded a little more intense. What's the deal with that?
Yield farming is definitely a step up in terms of complexity and risk.
Okay.
You're basically lending your Raydium to specific projects, often newer ones, to help them grow. In return, you can earn higher rewards, often in the form of new tokens. It can be lucrative, but it's important to do your research
Yeah.
and understand the risks involved.
Got it. So it's like investing in a promising startup. High risk, high reward.
Exactly.
Speaking of new projects, we touched on Raydium's AcceleRaytor Launchpad earlier. Can you remind us how that works?
Sure. The AcceleRaytor is a platform where brand new projects can launch and raise funds by selling their tokens. You can think of it like a crowdfunding site,
Yeah.
but for crypto projects. By participating in these launches, you can get in early on potentially groundbreaking projects. Again, it's important to do your research, but the potential rewards can be significant.
So it's like getting in on the ground floor, the next big thing.
Ex-
Sounds exciting, but definitely not for the faint of heart. We've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
We've learned how to buy Raydium,
Yep, sure.
keep it safe, and even explored ways to potentially grow our holdings.
It's exciting, right? Like there's so many different things you can do. It really depends on what interests you most. Now that you have this kind of like basic understanding of Raydium,
Yeah.
which aspect are you most curious about? Maybe you're itching to try out staking, or maybe you want to dip your toes into yield farming, or perhaps those new project launches on AcceleRaytor have caught your eye.
I know, I'm definitely curious about those. It's like a whole new world of possibilities has opened up, but it can also feel a little overwhelming. Like, where do you even
Yeah.
begin to learn more?
Well, the good news is there are tons of resources out there. You can
Right.
find articles, videos, and even entire communities dedicated to Raydium and DeFi. So don't be afraid to dive in, ask questions, and just learn as you go.
It's like learning any new skill. You start with the basics and then keep building from there. No one expects you to become a Raydium expert overnight.
Exactly. And the more you learn, the more confident you'll become in navigating this exciting space. And remember, the beauty of DeFi is that it really puts you in control of your finances.
That's a really empowering thought. So on that note, we're going to wrap up our deep dive into Raydium. We hope you've enjoyed this journey with us.
It's been a pleasure exploring the world of Raydium with you. And remember, this is just the beginning of your crypto adventure.
Until next time, happy exploring. And may your crypto journey be filled with learning.growth. And of course, security.